All right, class, let's go ahead and get started. If you're working on your ECP, you are welcome to continue to do so. Okay, if you are not working on your ECP, you need to be joining me on PDF page 158 or textbook page 138. We are beginning our chapter on Earth's water. Okay, and like I said, you can look on with Andrea. She'll have the book pulled up. Or do you have someone else that you connect better with in here? Have you talked to anyone in here that you'd rather sit with, or Andrea okay?
I don't really care because I don't really know.
Okay. Well, Andrea is a really good kid. She'll help you out. Hey, Niall made it. What up, Niall? Have a seat, bud. It happens. Have a seat. We're going to go ahead and get started. Yes, ma'am? You're going to look on with her. She's going to have it pulled up. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm recording, waiting on you guys to stop talking. Nope. Don't need it. Class? Class? Still talking. Class? You're better than this. Atticus, I don't want to see the back of your head again, please. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started, okay? As I said before, page number, PDF page 158, textbook page 138. As always, if you see me on my phone, it's because I am looking at the textbook. Okay, today we are beginning our fourth chapter in the textbook. We are looking at Earth's water. Earth's water. So, which sphere of the Earth does that fall under? Gage? The hydrosphere, because the prefix hydro means water. It does. It means water. It refers to the oceans and seas and things like that. We learned that last chapter. This chapter consists of the water cycle, Earth's fresh water, and Earth's oceans. Okay? Those are the three lessons within this chapter. All right. So one of the jokes I always like to put in here is that everybody understands the difference between carbonated water and regular just plain water, right? Carbonated water's got like bubbles in it, right? Yeah. Anyone in here, I'm sure you all know about this group of people that think the earth is flat, right? Called flat earthers.
I do.
Well, flat earthers and I don't typically agree, generally, because I think the world is a globe. But we do agree on one thing. The earth is approximately 70% to 80% water, okay? None of that water is carbonated. Would you agree?
Yeah.
That makes all the water on the world flat water, right?
No.
Therefore, the earth is kind of flat. Because it's flat water, not carbonated. Knee slapper. Okay, we're going to get started. That was a really bad joke. I know. It was a bad joke. Well, you've heard dad jokes now because that's most of what I tell. I'm a dad and I tell jokes, and my jokes are terrible. All right, so today's lesson. Not all dad jokes are terrible. Waiting on y'all. Okay. We're really going to hit the water cycle today. We're going to hit it real well, okay? Water cycle is the topic of today's lecture. We've already kind of lightly touched on it, but we're really going to dig into it this week, specifically today in this lesson. Okay, so 3 parts of the water cycle. We're going to start there. We are going to start with a standing body of water. Some kind of water. Pond, lake, ocean, stream. Well, stream is kind of, and rivers are kind of moving. Lakes, oceans, ponds, swimming pools, puddles. Can you guys think of any other standing bodies of water? Bathtubs. Waterfalls are technically moving. Yes, ma'am. Lakes. Gage? Okay, apparently water that is in Gage's mouth. Colt. If water had been in your mouth, you'd have just spit taked all over your MacBook. Go ahead, Colt. You don't know? Okay, Payson. Pond. Ryder? Yeah. Yeah, you can go get a drink of water. As soon as he gets back. Yes, sir. It's a great question. We'll talk about that. Yes. Yeah, water in a container like a cup or a bottle, a vase. Oh, yeah, like the water bottle. What else, Gage? Puddle. Anyone else? Colt? Water jug, right? Like hydro flask? Yes, Danny? Mm-hmm. Okay, a bucket of water. Okay? You're fine. Go ahead and get a tissue. You're not in the view. If you're not in between here, you're not in the view. Okay? So you're fine as long as you don't. These are all good answers, guys, about standing bodies of water. Okay? Now, when a body of water is just existing, when a body of water is just existing, standing there, there is something happening to that water. Even though it's not moving, even though that water isn't doing really anything, it's just there, there's something happening. What's happening right there? Evaporation. Not yet. We're not to that yet. So, what is evaporation? Describe it to me in detail. Gage. Gage is about to like freak out back there. He's got both hands up like, ah! Okay, Gage, just tell me everything you know about evaporation. Okay, when things dry up or get smaller. Okay, Niall? Okay. Yeah? Okay, crispy mud like that. Yeah, it all kind of dried up. Cool. I can't hear you, bud. When it disappears, so water just poof, gone. Okay? It turns into water vapor.
Which is basically a gas.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. That's correct. Anyone else? Tell me what's happening here. Okay. Well, we're not there yet. We're still in evaporation. So, my question to you is, why does evaporation occur? So, evaporation, I am running all into this vacuum today. Okay? Evaporation is our first step. Okay? Evaporation is where the particles of water are heated up, but only on the surface. It's not the whole material at the same time. It's only the water molecules on the surface. Okay? There's a different word for if the entire amount of water began turning into water vapor. Do you guys know the difference? That's boiling. Boiling is where all of the molecules in the substance are changing into gas at the same time. Evaporation only occurs on the surface. You with me? Okay. Now, those water molecules on the surface, they get heated, right? Yes, sir. What's the power at? 10%? You're good for now. Okay, we'll plug it in at the end of the hour.
We're wasting time. Okay, stop talking. We have to listen.
Since I've got a new student, just to let you know, I have a couple rules in my class, and one of them is respect yourself and others in that order always. So even if I'm being disrespected by the class, I will respect them and not talk over them. So they're going to sit there until they realize that I'm staring at them weird.
I'm gonna hide. So in my class there's like this respect.
Mm-hmm. And you'll hear me say respect a lot. All right, are we ready to move on? Keep moving?
Yes.
Okay, so those water molecules on that surface layer, they begin to get heated up. What heats them? What are some potential heat sources? Saxton? The sun, that's a big one, right? Okay, what else? Ricky? Well, yeah, I guess if you put a gas-powered stove in a standing body of water, that would heat it, yes. Mm-hmm. Gage? Magma and lava, so geothermal. Yeah, that's a good one. I learned it from Minecraft. Minecraft's a good game. Danny? Okay. You could boil water that way, absolutely. Okay. Fire. Okay. Colt? What you're asking what the question was? The question is, I heard you, just 1 second. Thank you. So, Colt, in answer to your question, the question was, what is the driving force behind evaporation? What is causing? Where's it getting that energy? What's warming it? Okay, and Gage was the big one. He said the sun, but there are other sources. I'm sorry, Saxton said sun. Gage said geothermal. So, Colt, go ahead. Fire. Fire's good. Okay, Danny? Mm-hmm. Well, we're not trying to artificially evaporate water. I'm just asking, if you have a standing body of water, what is giving it the energy to evaporate? And we've already said the sun and geothermal.
Body heat?
Maybe. So body heat from living things. Okay. Heat. Yep. Okay, Gage? You're kind of stretching on that one. Colt? Fireplace, maybe. How about this? Let's think of this more in terms of water out in the world. Okay? So you've got a lake or a pond. Okay? We've got the sun, right? Above it. And geothermal, sometimes if it's a hot spot, like a hot spring, I could see that. But they do. And that's where you get the geothermal. It's where you get like geysers and hot springs and that kind of stuff. Okay? One more, and then I'm going to give you the answer. Colt. Hot tub. Okay, that's one way we can artificially make that, right? Okay. What about the wind and the climate? Is the wind warm? Sometimes. Like in the desert, yeah. Okay. How about when the ground gets warm? Like the sun heats the ground and then the ground passes that heat in, right? That's the equivalent of a natural like pot on a stove. It's heated around it and then the containing material heats the water. So it's the same thing, just on a bigger scale, right? Yes. Yep, that will do it. Summertime on the ground? Absolutely. Ricky. Of course. Okay? These are good examples of how this works. Okay? That's how evaporation works. You get energy put into the water that causes that top layer to react, causes it to evaporate. The water causes it to react and evaporate. Okay? You with me? Yes, sir. Of course, no problem. Yes, ma'am? Of course, go right ahead. All right, are we with me on evaporation? Okay, let's move to the next step. So the next step, we have the water evaporating, right? Water evaporating. That means it's turning into what? What's it turning into? No, what is the water evaporating into? It's changing into something. What is it changing into? I know you know it.
A gas.
What kind of gas? What's it called? There's a name for it, Colt. Water vapor. Okay? There's another name for water vapor. It's a more common name. Anyone know it? Water air? Not yet. No? I mean, yes, but that's not what I'm asking for. Steam. Steam. Like boiling water, right? You have the vapor, the water vapor. It's hot. It's called steam, right? Yes, ma'am. Exactly. Exactly right. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's awesome. Cooking's fun. Like the other day, Tuesday? Well, happy birthday, Niles' mom. I know it's a little late, but happy birthday. Yes, ma'am. Of course. Can we move on, guys? Yes, sir. No, I don't need. I'm fine. I will tell you if I need you to do it, okay? I got you. Class. Come on. Come on. Come on, guys. Let's focus back in, please. I know it's like herding cats right now. You guys just got back off 5 days of break, so I get it. All right, let's move on. So, as water vapor or steam, so this is water vapor, also known as steam, okay? It begins floating up because it is lighter than air, okay? Water vapor is lighter than air, especially hot water vapor, okay? Yes, sir. It will here in just a minute. I'm not there. I'm trying to get through this. You got Ryder, Carter, please and thank you. Okay.
Be respectful.
About to separate you guys. Okay, moving on. As soon as I say moving on, you guys start chattering again. Yes.
The reason why
Correct, but I was actually going to bring in something else that's really interesting. Okay? What's happening here is hot things are rising, cold things are falling, right? So heat rises, cold falls. So cold things are normally on the ground. Hot things are normally up in the air. Okay? Until you get to a certain point up high, and then there's, it's cold. And then it gets hot again, which is really funny. So hot things rise, cold things fall. So when the water vapor heats up from the sun or from the wind or from the ground or from a random wood-burning stove somebody threw in the lake, I don't know. Hey, it was y'all's idea. Don't look at me. That was y'all's idea, wood-burning stove? Come on now. All right, so hot tub. Colt, what can I do for you, bud? Helium is lighter than air as well.
It's not story time, Saxton. Be quiet, Carter.
Carter's about to join me up here. No, he'll just be at the desk. No, but none of y'all are going to be on camera. That's on purpose. Or potentially, if I'm part dolphin, on porpoise. What? What?
I heard dolphin.
Part dolphin. If I were part dolphin, it would be on porpoise, not on purpose. Porpoise is another name for a dolphin family. Well, not a family of dolphins, but the dolphin family in taxonomy. Yes. Yeah.
Be respectful.
Told you. Just awkward staring. Ready to move on? Cool. So, hot things rise, cold things fall. We know that. So, as the water vapor heats up, it rises until it gets up in the sky. When it gets up here, it begins to turn back into water, liquid water, very slowly. Okay? As you guys have said, This step is called condensation. Okay? Condensation. Here's how I remember this. If you squeeze something, squeeze it. What are you doing? You're putting pressure on it, right? Another word for squeezing or putting pressure on something is to condense it, right? Is to condense. Okay? So, if I had 5 papers all strewn out about my desk and I wanted to put them into one pile, I could condense all those papers into one pile. Does that make sense? To condense means to put together or to squish, group together. Okay? It's almost like the word concentrate, where you concentrate all these things into one. Yeah, we're not going there. I'm talking more specifically like concentrated orange juice. You guys ever hear that? So concentrated orange juice is frozen. It's in a can about this big. And what you do is you take it out of the freezer and you put it in a pitcher and then you fill it up with water and stir it up. So what happens whenever they are condensing juice? They're removing the water from it. And then all you're doing to make it orange juice again is adding it back, adding the water back, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. Exactly right. What they're doing with the microwave is they're loosening up the outside so it'll slide out of the can easier. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Niall. Yes, sir. Yeah, or even like freeze-dried candy, okay? Something like that. You're condensing, right? You're squeezing things together and removing the stuff you don't need, right? You're condensing. I've never had a frozen Jolly Rancher, but I assume it would break teeth. Since Jolly Ranchers are already like hard candies, you freeze a Jolly Rancher, I'm sure it would break teeth. No, I'm not really much into the freeze-dried food. I'm not really a fan. Sir? I am not a freeze-dried freak. No, I am. I'll tell you what I am, though. I'm a beef jerky freak. I love jerky. Yes. Can we move forward, please? Please and thank you. Keep moving. Okay, keep it moving. So, when we get up here into the cloud, okay, well, we're not in a cloud yet. The water vapor forms a cloud. Clouds are literally made of water. Literally. They are water. So, what experiences do you have with clouds? How have you interacted with clouds? Okay, Andrea.
I've been on a plane went through a cloud.
Anyone in here ever been on an airplane, gone through a cloud? Well, I'm trying to get my wife on one to go somewhere. They're a little expensive, but no, yeah, just a little. Okay, yes. Atticus, stop messing with people. Ooh, okay. Saxton. Okay, helicopter that went through clouds. What was that like? Yeah, you're really high up there, aren't you? Yes. Okay, so imagining clouds and watching clouds, imagine them as different things? Yes. Ryder, close your MacBook. Colt. You can look at them, right? That's one way. Did you know that every one of you in here have interacted with a cloud? You have touched it. What? Fog. Gold star, Collins. Fog. You guys, fog is just a cloud that's laying on the ground. It's a lazy cloud. Yes, ma'am. That is exactly correct. It's so the reason you get fog, is because the water in the cloud is colder than the surrounding air, so it drops.
Is that why when it's foggy outside it's freezing?
Not necessarily freezing, but it's definitely colder than it what the cloud is. The fog is colder than the surrounding air.
Really cold. Freezing.
Well, if it's freezing, it'll be ice on the ground. Yes. Right? So every single one of you have interacted with a cloud before. You just didn't realize it. Okay? So
I did this morning.
that's all fog is. Fog and clouds are just water vapor that have been condensed. Okay? They're water vapor that has been condensed. You just basically have a sky puddle. It just doesn't know it yet. Basically, that's what a cloud is. It's a sky puddle. Yes.
Sky puddle with some particles of dirt.
Sure. And I mean, you've got other things in the air. Remember, in the 1% of the air, you've got like pollution and other stuff like that. But generally speaking, it's mostly just a puddle.
Yeah, but like sometimes it collects dust.
Sure. Dust and debris and things like that from the air. Things like that. Absolutely. You are 100% correct. This is also where you get the idea of like acid rain. Because you have like that pollution and other things in the rain that change the pH, make it more acidic. Absolutely. And actually in 6th grade, we talk about acid rain a little more in depth. Yes, ma'am. Rain frogs. All right. So, yes, there is a phenomenon that it has rained frogs before. Same thing. And it usually happens following a big event over water, like a hurricane or a typhoon. Typhoon is like think of it like a tornado equivalent to a hurricane. So like a really, really tiny hurricane, think of it like a water tornado, like a water spout. Like a water spout, but like a typhoon is like a water spout in a storm. Yeah. All right, guys, back to me, please, so we can keep moving. Do you have a question mark? Okay, you can plug it back in if you like. Austin? Crazy, right? Yeah. Yeah, water spouts are crazy. They do move just like tornadoes, but they're made of water. Yes, sir? Yeah, me too. I've been through them. And I have a friend of mine who is one of his side jobs is he is a professional storm chaser. And if we're lucky, he's going to come talk to you guys in the spring. I got a friend of mine who's a storm chaser. That's one of his jobs. He's a Colton Privet.
Why do you know everyone for everyone?
Because I have a superpower, and it's that I know everybody. Hold on real quick. Austin? Oh, my. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask him. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Can we keep moving, guys? Okay, we're not done with the water cycle yet. Let's keep moving. Mark, have a seat, please. You're derailing Amaya. Please have a seat. Atticus, why are you back there? Okay, 2 problems with that. 1, you didn't ask. And absolutely not. You did it without permission. And 2, you're disrupting class. Please and thank you. Stop. Can you what? No, we're not beating anybody up. Sir? What are you at percentage-wise? You're good for now. Can I continue? Thank you. Well, your words say yes, but your actions say no.
Be respectful. Not that hard.
Yes, ma'am. I would love to continue, but your classmates seem to have a problem with authority. Collins, control yourself. Moving on. All right, so condensation occurs. That's what makes a cloud. So you have all the water condensing together in the air as it cools off. Okay, it forms the cloud. Well, that cloud keeps forming water over and over and over. It gets dense, it gets thick, they get nice and big and puffy, like cotton balls in the sky.
Why can't you clouds if they're made out of water?
Sure. Nobody's stopping you from going outside in the fog and looking like Pac-Man. Ain't nobody stopping you. It's not against the law.
Except for your mom.
Well, okay, if your mom would, I mean, that's between you and your mom. I can't control that. Your mom wins on that one. All right, so condensation. Well, when the water gets so abundant and so condensed that it can no longer hold the water begins to fall. Okay? This is precipitation. Okay. Why do you have to worry about watching it on YouTube when you can watch it live? You're watching it live right now. Yes, ma'am. One moment.
Mr. Lawrence, can I get something out of my locker?
Sure. Why not?
Not only are you being disrespectful to yourself by not listening, you're being disrespectful to your classmates. And the teacher.
It's cool. I'll just start taking names and you can come write sentences for me. And you guys know what my paragraphs look like.
They're not just like what
They're not fun. They're big words. You're going to learn real big words. You mean hippopotamostrosis quipedaliophobia?
What the heck? A word.
The extreme and irrational fear of long words.
That is
I know, isn't it great? It's the reason I memorized it, how to spell it, and how to say it in high school.
Wait, what?
HIPPOPOTOMONSTROSSQUIPIDALAOPHOBIA.
How does it say it too fast?
He's a science teacher and a grown man likes it.
Ricky?
I can spell it too.
That's nice. Can I move on yet? Class, can I move? Please, we're almost out of time. You guys have officially wasted tons of time today because you can't shut your mouths. I know you just got back from fall break and you're all wired up, but I get that, but we need to do some work. We don't even have that long. We don't even have that long.
It said we don't even have 10 minutes. We have 7 minutes.
Okay, let him talk.
There's about to only be 6.
Mark, what can I do for you, bud? Of course. You're welcome to go to Miss Madison when you need to, bud. Need a 5-minute break? Go ahead and take care of business. Yes, ma'am.
What I was about to say is that, so either way, you're going to get the water back.
Mhm.
It's like a cycle. Even though if it turns into volt,
Mm-hmm.
it can melt and turn into water.
Exactly correct, which is what happened in ice ages, which what's formed the ice cap on the planet. But we'll get to that another time. Okay, so precipitation. Okay, there are a variety of different types of precipitation. Okay, like rain. Rain is the easy one. Give me some other ones. Saxton. Hail. Yep, that's chunks of frozen water, right? And they go from like pea-sized all the way up to what, like softball sized? I mean, basketball, football. Okay, well, one at a time. Save some for everyone else. Snow. Okay. Tsunami is the ocean. Okay. Sleet. That's partially frozen water, right? Mist. There's another one. I've already done rain. Frost. All right. Not bad, Gage. Not bad. Okay, so you've got rain, sleet, snow, hail, mist, cats and dogs. Yeah, no. Yes, ma'am.
So, sometimes in the beach and they will grab sharks and sharks will fly. No,
That's Sharknado, and that's a movie and a series of movies that is really, really funny, but it's fake.
It's true. No, it's not. Frogs and fish are small, so that's why it rains in every once in a while. But you're probably not gonna ever see it. Now be quiet.
Waiting on you. Waiting on you. Yes, Saxton. I cover it in 6th grade. It's the last chapter I cover in 6th grade. Because that's the state standards.
They cover almost everything.
Yes. As soon as people quit talking and start acting like they got some respect. It's not that hard, guys. Nope. You can just sit there and listen. Thank you. Moving forward. So we've got evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. We got one more. One more. Anyone know what it is? Gage. No. Jamie? Nope. Starts with an A. Collins? That's an E.
Oh, wait, what?
It's not evaporation either. Nice try.
I thought it was spelled A-V-O-R-P.
A VORP?
Evaporation?
Nope. It is accumulation. Okay. What does it mean to accumulate?
Run over someone. Wait, Camille? I'm not completely sure, but I'll
Take a guess. No.
Okay, so we have the vapor.
Uh-huh.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing it's
Accumulation is where we form bodies of water, puddles, lakes, and ponds, oceans. We're basically refilling.
that makes sense.
Okay? We are basically refilling the ponds, lakes, oceans, puddles, bathtubs, hot tubs, buckets, barrels, all the stuff we got the water from to begin with. We're refilling it. It refills itself. Yes. Okay. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Yes.
All this water cycle is happening.
Mm-hmm.
There's only like 3% of fresh water.
That's true. Only 3% of the world's water is fresh water. And most of that is where? Something to think about. Something to think about. We'll cover that in lecture 3 this week. Yes. Well, we'll talk about that in lecture 3 this week. Okay? Colt? Okay, Gage? I didn't ask a question. I was trying to go through the whole water cycle. But folks keep talking. Saxton. Shh. Yes, ma'am?
What I was about to say is that underground is where most of the fresh water is, but ponds can also have it, and maybe some lake.
Absolutely, groundwater, things like that. But we'll talk about that in our third lecture this week. Okay? So, water cycle beginning to end, if there is such a thing. Okay? Evaporation, condensation, precipitation, accumulation. Okay? And guess what? It starts right over because this is a cycle. Okay? What does cycle mean?
It repeats over and over and over.
That means it is a series of steps that repeat over and over again. Okay? Series of steps that repeat over and over again. That sounds like a really good quiz question. Hint, hint.
Maybe a bonus.
Probably not a bonus. That'll probably be an actual question. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
It's basically a loop to put it.
It's a loop. Absolutely. Yes.
Another word for cycle.
Starts with an A. Another word for cycle that starts with an A.
Accumulation. Water cycle.
Well, this is the water cycle. Repetition starts with an R, not an A. So a cycle is a series of steps that repeats over and over again. Okay?
Be respectful.
It's not over yet. I got 3 minutes. That's my 3-minute warning. That's not you are dismissed. So every time you guys start acting a fool when my alarm goes off, you're just burning your own time. Would love to if we have time.
Not done yet.
You guys burn all my time talking. Okay? Evaporation, condensation, precipitation, accumulation. Okay? Evaporation occurs because of what? We're summing it up. We're at the end. We're summing it up. So, evaporation means what, Niall? Okay. Tell me about it. What is happening in evaporation? Okay, water's turning into vapor. Why? Adriana? Nope. Why? Because it's being heated by what?
The sun, air, or ground.
Sun, air, ground, geothermal, stuff like that. Something's giving it heat. Once it is evaporated, it turns into what, Andrea? A cloud, because evaporated water is what? What do we call it? Steam or water vapor, right? And it condenses into what? A cloud, you said? Okay. Why does it condense into a cloud? Not pressure, the other thing. Temperature. Okay? It begins to cool off, forming a cloud. When enough of the water cools off and it becomes a big enough, heavy enough cloud, what happens? Rain, or what's another word for it? Precipitation. Okay? Precipitation is water falling from the sky. Whenever water begins to form puddles, lakes, and ponds again, it is called what? That is accumulation. So in order, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, accumulation. And what is a cycle? What is a cycle? Series of steps that repeat over and over again. Line up. Thank you very much.